Welcome to The Last 50 Feet, the podcast about what happens when autonomous vehicles actually arrive at the curb. Every week, we get into what is moving in autonomous commerce, what's stalling, and who's building what next. No fluff, all signal, and we keep it brief. That's our thing. Let's get into it. Hey, guys.
Really quick, did you see that the bird flew the coop? The birds.
I did see.
Yeah, I watched the last one go.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I felt some sadness.
You tried to cry, but you weren't capable.
Yeah, I may have.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You thought it was appropriate that you would have been crying.
It would have been a moment in which I would have.
You weren't doing it, and
I wasn't
it felt
crying.
awkward, but you should have been.
Yeah. The robin's nest on the porch, the birds grew up and they all flew away. And I watched the last one go, and it was a little bit sad. It couldn't get out. It was like kind of having a little bit of a hard time, and I was like, should I help it? And then I was like, I'll just let it. And then it went. So
did it just fall right out like in a cartoon?
Hot start.
No, it kind of jumped. It like danced around for a while, and then it jumped off the porch and flew.
Oh, it did fly. Okay.
It eventually flew. It just took a little bit of time.
Let's get to the good part where it didn't die. It flew away. Okay.
It survived.
Got plenty of animals here at the office.
Cam, and tell us who you are this time.
Oh, I'm the head of sales here at Autolane, and this is Ben. What is your title?
CEO.
That's right. Really quick before we get started today, can we talk about Lenox Square, because we are up and running. We are live now at Lenox Square in Atlanta, which is a premium destination. So if you are in Atlanta, please go check out the Autolane zones there. But can you remember kind of the full scenario? Because I wasn't involved early on, but what happened at Lenox Square? Why are we there in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, also, I think the general expansion to Atlanta deserves a conversation as well. So we got up and running with Jamestown property group there in Atlanta at Westside Provisions District. We got online with Lenox Square and Simon, and then soon to be Ponce City Market as well. So the three top retail destinations in Metro Atlanta area, which is awesome. But I think the origin of us expanding to Atlanta is interesting because it's certainly an indicator of, I think, what we're going to be experiencing over the years to come, which is a response to AV chaos. And for me, as you know, one of the people who came up with the idea for this in the first place, imagining this scenario 12, 18 months ago when it wasn't actually happening, and then seeing it come true 12, 18 months later was really mind-blowing to me. Because since the beginning, we've always pitched the idea that as autonomous vehicles continue to scale, more companies are making and operating autonomous vehicles. They expand to more cities, and the fleet size in each one of those cities grows. You're going to increasingly have more and more coordination problems at busy properties like a Lenox Square or a Ponce City Market. That was a thesis or a theory, and then we saw that come true for the first time. So in March, we got an email from Simon's executive team Wednesday night, 11 o'clock, and from Lenox Square in Atlanta, and it essentially said emergency situation with Waymos. And I read some of the forwarded email, and it essentially was describing the exact problem that we have set out to solve since day one, which was they were receiving an increasing amount of Waymos to Lenox Square, and the Waymos were arriving inside of their two valet lanes at the main entrance of the mall. And if you've ever been to this property, it's right in the heart of Buckhead in Atlanta. And it's a huge mall, but it's actually the total property square footage is quite small. There's not a lot of parking for the amount of people that come to that mall. So a lot of people take advantage of the valet service, and the valet service is designed to drop you right off at the main entrance, and all the human rideshare go through the valet lanes. And so Waymos were also going through those lanes. While Waymos do not operate anywhere near efficiently as human rideshare today, due to a variety of reasons, but they're just slow. They're slow in the pickup. They're slow in the drop off. They're very cautious. Lots of people are walking in front of them and behind them. And so, again, unlike a human rideshare driver, they don't have the ability to navigate uncertainty very well. And so they just kind of freeze up. And what was happening in these valet lanes at the main entrance of this really valuable mall was that the Waymos were causing traffic backup and essentially shutting down those two valet lanes at busy periods of the week, Friday afternoons, Saturday afternoons, to the point where people were driving to Lenox Square, going to get valet service, go into the mall and shop, and they would get there and there'd be such a line with the valet because the Waymos had blocked the lanes that they would turn around and go somewhere else. And I think that had been happening, at least I've heard, for months. And they, interestingly enough, Simon had reached out to, that property manager had reached out to the mayor of Atlanta, supposedly to solve the problem.
That's crazy.
They had reached out to Waymo themselves. They had done as much as they could to try to figure out how to prevent the Waymos from going into those valet lanes and how to direct them to other parts of the property that would be preferable. And they could not get in touch with Waymo in any capacity, and nobody else was able to solve the problem. So enter Autolane. We got the email. We went in there a day later, took a look at it, figured out a new transportation plan for the autonomous vehicles and Waymos, talked to Waymo about it, got it fixed. And about a couple weeks later, we had installed our signs, got a brand new coordination system installed at Lenox Square, and the Waymos no longer go into those valet lanes. They go to the Autolane zones on the property, and those problems have been totally solved. So really cool, I think, case study and real world example of still what I believe will be a massive problem. That exact scenario, while it's right now, I suppose, a one-off scenario as far as the emergency level that they had with this, I think that is going to increasingly become a story that we end up solving across the country, across stadiums, all types of places. This is the beginning, the first instance of this, and I think this exact story is going to just be everywhere.
Yeah,
for better or worse.
Totally agree. I mean, what remains to be seen too is there are a lot of very unique properties that just we can't almost do anything. And like, obviously in the future, we hope to be able to solve the problem everywhere, but given the constraints that exist, no off-street parking, no open air parking, only, garages sub 6-7 floors, it's not going to be easy to solve. But that was a crystal clear use case for us.
I was going to share, so we had that call with Simon, and his name's Alex, right? Alex shared some.
Sean Carroll.
Sean, sorry. Okay, Sean shared these stats that I pulled up, but he said that there were 30 to 40 Waymos per day disrupting that valet zone that you talked about. And then after Autolane, it was down to 1 to 2 incidents every few weeks. So 95% improvement. Nice job, us. Pat on the back.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So that was the impetus for us to go into Atlanta, figure out that scenario for Lenox Square. As long as we were going to go throughout that operation and figure that out, we decided let's dig a little bit deeper into the Atlanta metro area and see if we can activate a few more important properties and kind of get ahead of this problem before it happens, at places like Ponce City Market or West Side Provisions District. So that's what we've done, and pretty exciting to be in a new city now, our third city.
Where's next?
Most likely Miami. So we'll be touring a bunch of major properties in Miami, this month. So we've got Miami on the docket, Phoenix, Los Angeles, in no certain order, but those are the next 3 that will be opening up over the summer. And yeah, I think it's really exciting. Those 3 cities in particular have quite a bit of autonomous vehicle traffic, especially Miami. I mean, they're the newest addition. Phoenix has had AVs for quite some time. That was Waymo's first city. LA also very early a Waymo adopter, but Miami is the most recent adopter, and the state of Florida in general has certainly taken a more optimistic and positive posture towards autonomous vehicles and technology in general, which I think bodes well for. I know Orlando also adopted Waymo, so I think we'll see, as we talked about in the last podcast. I think you'll also see Tesla Robotaxi there shortly in the state of Florida, but Miami, I could see as being a pretty significant hotbed for autonomous vehicle activity, just given their desire to be a tech forward city, and the state in general to be more pro business, more pro technology. So yeah, I could absolutely in 12 months look back on this and bet that Miami is probably the most active East Coast, Eastern Seaboard city for AV activity, with Texas and Austin in particular still leading the way, but Miami and Florida being the places where I think you'll see all of the significant AV activity over the next year or two on the East Coast.
I heard another bet, which feels like you need another wager on this bet. Ben, more are going to shave.
I bet something? I need to stop betting things.
Shave your
bet that
eyebrows
you're going to
off.
grow a mustache.
That was last episode. What did I just say?
Shave
I bet
your
something?
head. You said that you bet that Miami is going to be like the most active. So is it
in
like
12 months that it will be the most active state and city on the Eastern Seaboard for autonomous vehicles?
Probably still a good bet. Probably still a good bet.
I
he's
stand
gonna
by
have to
it.
shave his head if it's wrong?
I did say that. I thought I said a guess though. Did I say I bet?
You said bet.
All right. Well, producer
Tisk.
Kyle can determine what's up for the wager.
What the wager is? If
I
it's
think
not,
I think it's like shave an eyebrow off or shave your head.
Yo, that's super. Don't I normally get to make the wager, but I'll guess.
Super
fine.
aggressive, Kyle.
All right, I will shave an eyebrow.
Oh, just one.
You didn't say I'll shave some piece of it. I'll put a little lightning bolt into my eyebrow or whatever, because I'm going to be correct anyway. So whatever, I'm not worried about it.
I like it. 12
months from now,
clip that.
12 months from now, the state of Florida. Let's refine this though. No, let's not refine this.
It's been refined.
The state of Florida and the city of Miami are
the most
active autonomous vehicle, Eastern Seaboard metro.
Easy bet. I think you're keeping your eyebrows.
Yeah.
For the record, have you ever swam with gators in the mangroves in the state of Florida?
Unfortunately, our head of operations and I unknowingly and then knowingly swam with a gator in a mangrove swamp in murky water.
Yeah.
While snorkeling together.
You two in the murky water.
It was we were snorkeling, not intending to swim with gators, and then there was a gator in there.
You were snorkeling in murky water.
And then we kept snorkeling.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what are you going to do? Flail around?
Yeah.
You got to play it cool.
Yes, he made it happen.
You're already out there.
We out here.
Shout out to the Florida man.
Shout out to the Florida man.
I was a Florida man at one point, obviously, based on that story. Lived in Miami for a couple years.
Is your ID still a Florida man ID?
It is. I get lots of Florida man compliments at the airport. Oh, wow, I lived in Miami too.
You embody the Florida man.
I left, but yeah.
You do embody the Florida man in some ways.
In my opinion, everyone should take a dose of the Florida man.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
I would actually agree. All right. Well, with that said, this was a fantastic episode of The Last 50 Feet. Again, Cam, head of sales, Ben, CEO, producer Kyle, head of marketing. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you next time.